particular industry. So then the customers, that means buyers and sellers, basically in relation to a particular industry, can meet there and do transactions. But there can be certain other portals which are not specific to a particular industry. And so then buyers of different industries may come to the particular portal to buy different items that they want. So therefore, the sellers, also sellers of different industries, can be present at the same portal. So that is in relation to portal where you end up with large selection. In a B2C environment, it can be offered by a single organization. But when it comes to business to business environment, so that can be that can be an organization also. If you consider Alibaba.com, that is identified as a B2B portal, which facilitates a meeting of large number of business buyers and business sellers. Now, what do you think, that is related to a specific industry, or Alibaba.com, it is not related to a specific industry?
So I think it is not related to a specific industry.
Yeah, it is not related to a specific industry, but there are certain portals. Now, an example is not given here. I think there is a portal identified as Covisin, which is used in the automobile industry. So that basically serves the US market. So, but that is limited to the automobile industry. So likewise, there can be portals which are specific to an industry, but again, there can be some other B2B portals which are not specific to an industry. They are carving the area. Do you have any question?
Yes, sir, I have a small question.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between B2C portal and a B2B portal?
In a B2C portal, now I took the example of Amazon. Now that's a single organization providing a wide selection for individual customers. Now B2C is a business organization selling to individual customers. No? So then business to consumer portal or business to consumer web portal is basically offered by a particular business organization. And when the consumers go there, they will be open to wide selection of products and services. But in a business to business environment, that is open for business organizations. So business sellers and business buyers will meet there. So there will be a restriction for business buyers and business sellers in such a portal. So that is the basic difference.
So it means like, sir, the platform will be handled by one organization. So in that platform, there will be a lot of business sellers, so they can sell their products to business buyers.
That is for in a B2B portal.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. Now, the B2B portal can be maintained by a particular individual organization. Now, if it is Alibaba.com, that is by a particular company, no. But there are B2B portals created and maintained by certain industries. As I mentioned earlier, Covisin is a portal maintained by the automobile industry there, and created and maintained by the automobile industry. So therefore, there can be such portals also. The ownership is not with the business organization, but it may be maintained by a separate independent body, probably attached to an industry chamber or something like that. Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, is there any other question? Yeah, I'll go to the next point also. Of course, both of these trends are enabled by e-business capabilities like customer relationship management and supply chain management. That means the movement towards these particular portals has been facilitated by some other applications like customer relationship management and supply chain management, because without customer relationship management, we are not in a position to interact with customers and provide them maybe efficient services. And also in the absence of supply chain management systems, we are not in a position to proceed with this procurement automation. So therefore, movement of or the particular evolutions have been supported by some other applications that are being introduced into the organizations. So two examples are the customer relationship management systems and also supply chain management systems. Which are the hallmarks of customer-focused and internet-worked supply chains of a fully e-business enabled company? So if it is a fully e-business enabled company, meaning that they are performing their core business operations electronically, utilizing the internet and other networks. For such an organization, as I mentioned earlier, so these applications play a very vital role in order to become a customer-focused organization. So they require these customer relationship management systems, and also they require the supply chain management systems to network with their suppliers. Yeah. Is there anything not clear regarding these trends? It seems no questions. We'll move forward. Then we are moving to business to consumer e-commerce again. We talked about this particular category earlier, but here we are going to highlight something different. So what we are going to highlight is e-commerce success factors. So again, in order to have successful business to consumer web business, there are certain key factors or certain success factors which we should focus on, which we should pay attention to. So we are going to highlight, I think, 8 such factors here. So we'll go through one by one. Good selection and attractive products, good selection of attractive products and services at competitive prices. You need to have a good selection of attractive products and services, and they have to be offered at a competitive price. So that means there should be somewhat a good selection. An acceptable number of products should be there. So when a customer or a prospective customer goes to a particular website, if the website has only one or two products, then the customer may not be satisfied, because the customer may want to compare different products before buying a particular product. So then, in order to compare different products, so they should be able, the particular website should offer more than a single or couple of products. So therefore, having a good selection is also important. So you may be hesitant or you may not feel like visiting a particular website which contain only a limited number of products. So therefore, that is one aspect we have to think about, and also they have to be attractive products. And so if you buy certain products, you may be interested in certain brands. And if there are unknown brands, if all the products available in a particular website are unknown brands, again, you may be hesitant to buy those products. Because when the product is unknown to you, when the brand is unknown to you, you are usually reluctant to buy. So therefore, you need to have these attractive products and maybe again of good brands, and also offered at competitive prices, because the price matters when it comes to purchase something. And again, prices can be compared between different businesses, different websites very much easily. How can you compare prices between different vendors? Uh, One thing is you can go to the different websites of different vendors. Suppose you are going to buy a television set in Sri Lanka. So then you may have certain options. You may go to say abans.com. You can go to singasrilanka.com. You can go to softlogic, mysoftlogic.com, and also you may go to say dinapala.lk, I guess. So likewise, there are different electronic item sellers, so electronic good sellers in Sri Lanka. So then you may select, because nowadays all those companies are selling us the same brand. And if you say, if you select a product like Samsung, I think except Abans, all three other vendors that I mentioned, they sell those brands. So then when you select a particular brand, and you can go to the when you select a particular brand and a model, and you can go to these different vendors and see the prices of them for the particular model. Then what other options do you have? Now, one other option you have is utilization of price comparison sites. Now, there are very famous price comparison sites. I think you may not be in a position to use or get good results in relation to Sri Lankan companies there. But if you, I can take one example from Sri Lanka, that is ideabeam.com. Ideabeam.com. Some of you or most of you may have visited that particular website. If you want to buy a mobile phone, so that is a good place to visit, and then that compare the prices of Sri Lankan vendors. So you can easily identify the price offered by, or the lowest price offered by the vendor, and also you can see the other prices. So then sometimes you may not buy from the vendor who offers the lowest price due to reasons like trust. Because when it comes to again buying a phone or any other product, again you may look at the buyer, and you may want to buy something from a known buyer, and you may not want to buy from an unknown buyer, because the trust, reliability related factors will come into your mind. So therefore, but anyhow, if you go to ideabeam.com, you can select a particular model, and thereafter the particular website will compare the prices of different vendors, and they will show the prices in ascending order, starting from the lowest price. So therefore, that is one other way of checking the prices or comparing the prices with the help of price comparison sites. Then performance and service efficiency. Performance efficiency and service efficiency are two other factors which we have to think about. That means performance of the website. When the customer requests something from the website, how long it takes to respond to the customer. So that indicates the performance efficiency of the particular website. If it takes a longer time, definitely the customer will not be satisfied. And when the customer want to search something, and if the customer needs to wait for a longer period, customer may close the browser and go to a different other website. So therefore, the performance efficiency of the website of this particular organization is vital, and also service efficiency, how long or how efficient you are, how efficiently you provide the customer service. Again, the customer inquires something, and whether you take 2 days or 3 days to reply back. So then again, the customer will be very much dissatisfied. So if you can provide online support, the customer will be very, very satisfied. So therefore, the customer service also matters, and how efficiently you provide customer service will also be a key factor to the success of business to consumer operations. Then look and feel of the site. So when you again visit the particular website and how it looks like, how the home page of the particular website looks like, and how the other pages looks like. So then again, if they are not attractive, then now maybe the color combination is not good, and you cannot read the content clearly. So the presentation of the content is not good again. So it is very difficult to find what you want there easily. So those things matter. So therefore, we have to think about the look and feel of the website that we provide to the customers. And also advertising and incentives to purchase, and how much of advertising you do, and where you do your advertisements. So that also matters in attracting customers to your website. So you need to advertise in other popular websites. I think we mentioned about those things earlier. So you may think about different types of advertising, and you may select general portals like, say, Yahoo or Google or MSN or something like that, and then advertise your products. And you may select some specific maybe websites which you feel match your products. And we mentioned even utilization of community sites for advertising. So likewise, you can decide where to advertise, and also how much you spend on advertising, and so on. Then also whether you provide incentives to purchase. And when a customer purchases something from you for the first time, you may give him a coupon, and you may give him a price reduction for the next purchase. So likewise, the organization can come out with different strategies to induce purchasers from the company again and again. Then personal attention, personal web pages, personalized product recommendations, interactive support to customers. Then how much of a personal attention you provide to individual customers, and are you capable of interacting with individual customers, and then collecting information from them, and then providing an individual service to the particular customers. So then these things like personalized web pages, personalized product recommendation, depending on the collection of information from the customers. So after collecting those information by utilizing different methods like cookie programs, the organization is capable of offering personal web pages, and also personalized product recommendations, and so on, and also interactive support. And the as I mentioned earlier, customer make queries from the organization at different stages. It can be before purchasing, it can be during purchasing, it can be after purchasing. So then we need to provide support to the customer. So there has to be interactive support or two-way communication support provided to the customers. Then community relationships, whether we have allowed them to join communities. And when there is a community that provides variety of benefits to existing customers, it can even benefit the potential customers. So that is a place where the existing and potential customers meet and discuss different things and share different information with each other. So that will be valued by the existing customers as well as potential customers, because it can be a place where their problems are resolved. So therefore, whether we provide a community facility for our customers, so that can also be a key factor for the success of our business to consumer e-commerce operations. And also security and reliability of the transactions the customer performs with us. So again, the customer may be interested in the security and reliability of the transactions. And before communicating confidential information like credit card information, customer may want to ensure that they are sharing information with a say reliable organization and also in a secured environment. So again, they can establish this particular security, reliability, and trust by getting some certifications from trusted third parties. Now, there are certain trusted third party bodies which provide certificates ensuring the security and reliability of, say, transactions that the customer performs with the particular organization. So therefore, the organization can look for such third-party organizations which provide trust certificates or reliability security certificates, and they can get them, and then thereafter they can display them on their websites. So when the customer sees the particular certificates, they know that this is a organization which has this say secured environment. So like that is another thing which we can think about. And also great customer communication. So here some examples are given here: easy to find contact information, online order status, product support specialists, and so on. Now again, we need to communicate with customers. We need to establish close communications, close interactions with customers, and then the customer will come to our web store, and the customers, if the customer has some query, customer should be able to find the contact information very much easily. So usually the contact option should be made available on the home page itself. So if you have to go through different pages, from one page to another, from that page to another, and so on, to get the contact details, again the customer will be disappointed. Customer can be frustrated. So therefore, we should allow the customer to access contact information very much easily whenever the customer needs it. And also getting online order status information. So that is also important, because the customer may be interested in knowing where his order is, or at what state his order is. So therefore, providing this order tracking facility is very, very important. And also product support specialists, likewise, like I mentioned earlier. So when a customer buys something, or when the customer tries to use a particular product that he has bought, the support from support from technical specialist may be necessary. So before buying, again, to get some clarifications, the support of technical support staff or technical specialists may be vital. Again, after purchasing, when the customer tries to use it, again he may come across different issues. So they have to be resolved by technical support staff. So therefore, product selection and product usage can be supported by the specialist. So therefore, that the communication from the specialist will also be very, very important in this particular environment. So those are some of the key factors or key success factors which we can identify in relation to successful business to consumer business operations. Yeah. Is there anything not clear on these 8 factors?
So it's clear.
Thank you. Yeah. Then we are moving to another subtopic identified as web store requirements. Now that is related to the earlier main topic. That is related to this particular main topic, business to consumer e-commerce. We are continuing with that particular discussion. First, we focused on e-commerce success factors. 8 success factors which we have to focus on in our web business. Then we are going to highlight web store requirement. Here we are going to focus on our website, basically, our web store. So then we are going to highlight certain requirements in relation to the particular web store. And we are going to discuss it under 3 main areas. So this creating, development and maintenance of a web store is very, very vital for this e-commerce business organizations. So we are going to highlight about that one here. Most business to consumer e-commerce ventures take the form of retail business sites. Now, when it comes to business to consumer transactions, they take place between a business organization and a consumer. That is somewhat related to a retail business that we find physically. We have physical business operations where a business organization is there and customers will go to the particular, say, business organization, physical business organization, and buy from that shop. So this is also very much similar, that is highlighted here in the business to consumer environment. It takes the form of retail business sites on the World Wide Web. It is like a retail business which appears on the World Wide Web. Whether a huge retail web portal like Amazon.com or a small specialty web retailer, the primary focus of such retailers is to develop, operate, and manage their websites so they become high priority destinations for consumers who will repeatedly choose to go there to buy products and services. Even though this sentence is a bit long, so what they highlight is whether it's a large business organization like Amazon or whether it's a small web retailer, their intention is similar. Their intention can be the same. So what is their primary intention? They need to attract more and more customers to their website and ensure that they will purchase repeatedly from that particular website. So that is common for a larger company and also a smaller company operating on the web. So therefore, they want to ensure that their website is a high priority destination, indicating that they want to see that large number of customers and potential customers come to that particular website, and then thereafter they will come back again and again to purchase the required products and services. These websites must be able to demonstrate the key factors for e-commerce success. Now, these particular websites, whether it's a website of a larger company or whether it's a smaller, whether it's a website of a smaller company, they should demonstrate the particular key factors that we illustrated here. So we identified 8 key success factors for successful e-commerce operations. So therefore, that applies to any web store. So therefore, the organization, whether it is large or small, they have to focus on the particular 8 factors. Web store requirements that you would have to implement to support a successful retail business on the web are summarized in summarized and illustrated in figure 9.13. The specific web store requirements that we have to implement to support a successful retail business is illustrated in the particular figure. So it highlights different requirements. And the web store requirements are categorized under three here. So what are those three major categories? First one is developing a web store. Second one is serving the customers. And third one is managing the particular web store. So developing a web store, serving the customers, and managing that particular web store. Those are the three main requirements. But under each requirement, you can identify some other sub requirements. Under developing a web store, you can identify building, that is building the website, and then marketing the website. And then under serving the customers, we have serving the customers here and also transacting with customers, and this providing support to the customers. Then the third major requirement is managing the web store, managing a web store. Then, again, it is related to the management of the website. For management, we may require different information and reports, and then operating the particular website and protecting the transactions that are performed through that particular website. So I don't want to go into the details highlighted here, and it highlights about the important areas that we have to focus on when we focus on these requirements. For building the website, we will have to focus on these key areas. For marketing, we will have to focus on these key areas. Likewise, each subcategory contains certain areas which we have to focus on. But we will discuss about these three main requirements, and as we move on, we will highlight about these sub-requirements in general. So we will start with developing a web store. So that is one of the major requirements for a company to have its e-commerce operations, developing a web store. Under that, we have two sub requirements identified there: building the website and marketing the website. And we'll start with building the website. Before you can launch your own retail web store on the internet, you must build an e-commerce website. So in order to have e-commerce transactions, you need to have a website. So therefore, if you want to have an online retail store, you need to build an e-commerce website, so which facilitates you to connect with your prospective customers. Then many companies use simple website design software tools and pre-designed templates provided by their website hosting service to construct their web retail store. Now, when it comes to the development or building of the particular website, again, there can be different options available. One option is to use some simple development tools. Of course, there are free website development tools available, which the organization can utilize. And they may use tools like WordPress or Dreamweaver, or there is again like open source one identified as Bootstrap. So likewise, there are different tools available which you can use to develop the website in an economical manner. If it is a smaller company, they may not want to spend large amount of money. So therefore, they can utilize those say open source tools. And also there can be some other pre-designed templates which may be provided by the web hosting company, which may be again, which they may get at a concessionary rate or free of charge. Then they can utilize those templates also in designing and developing their website. Then the second one, of course, large companies can use their own software developers or hire an outside website development contractor to build a custom design e-commerce site. Now, when you use standard templates or the free tools available, you may end up with somewhat standard type of websites, and it may not be a big issue for a smaller company. But when it comes to a larger company, they may want to have a very unique presence on the internet. They want to differentiate their website from the sites of other competitors. So therefore, they may not want to go with this free tools or pre-designed templates that are being used by most of the organizations. So they may use their own technical staff or own software developers to develop a unique website for them. Or they can hire an outside company, or they can give a contract to an external organization or external people to develop the website for them. So the money may not be a matter for these large organizations. So therefore, what they are interested may be to be different from others, to differentiate their website from others, or to have a very unique website. Also, like most companies, you can contract with your ISP or the internet service provider or a specialized web hosting company to operate and maintain your B2C website. Now, this is again very much relevant for smaller and medium-sized companies, and they may not be in a position to host their website in their own computers, again due to variety of limitations that they have in relation to their infrastructure, technological infrastructure. So therefore, they may get the service of an outside company to host their website. And so there are web hosting companies, and in Sri Lanka, mostly they are the internet service providers, and they are usually the telephone service providers also. So then they provide these facilities, the web hosting facility, which can be bought by other business organizations who want to be present on the internet, but they are not capable of building their own infrastructure to host the website inside their computers. So then they can get the service of these web hosting companies. Then, marketing the website. That is the next one under developing a web store. Once you build your website, it must be developed as a retail web business by marketing it in a variety of ways that attract visitors to your website and transform them into loyal customers. Now, building the website is something. Thereafter, attracting visitors to the particular website is something different. So even if you build it and even if you host it, and you may not attract visitors, so you may not attract adequate number of visitors to your website. For that, marketing your website will be very, very vital. The marketing campaigns, the marketing of the website will help the organization to attract visitors to the particular website. So after attracting, then it is up to the organization to convert them as customers, and thereafter retain them, and also build the loyalty towards the organization and so on. That should be done by the organization. Marketing again can help the organization to attract visitors to the website, but converting visitors to the customers and loyal customers again is something different. For that, they may again require some other strategies. So your website should include web page and email advertising and promotions for web visitors and customers, as well as web advertising exchange programs with other web stores. Now, some examples are given here. So you can advertise your website on different web pages. As I mentioned earlier, you may select some popular web pages and then you advertise there. If in Sri Lanka, you may select some online newspapers. So because online newspapers are read by many users, so it may be beneficial for you to advertise in such a newspaper. And also you can do email advertising, but if you are moving to the web for the first time, then you may not have email addresses with you. So then again, you may have to find a source to get the email address of potential customers. So if you have an existing customer base and if you have contact details of them, you can utilize them to advertise about the particular web business. But else, you may have to purchase email addresses or list of email addresses from third parties. And also promotions for web visitors and customers. Again, you can come up with variety of offers, variety of promotions, price discounts, coupons. So likewise, you can utilize them to attract customers again and again to your website, uh, so that you can have more sales. Then, as well as web advertising exchange programs with other web stores. You may go to an exchange program. So that you will advertise their websites on your website, and they will advertise your company on their websites. So likewise, you can go for some exchange programs. So in addition to that, you can think about social media and many other media for marketing your website. So that is about developing a web store. Is it clear to you? Do you have any question? The silence indicates no questions. Okay. Then yeah, we'll move to. Sorry, no, we have to continue with that. So there are two more points. Also, you can register with your web business with its own domain name, like yourstore.com, as well as registering your website with the major web search engines and directories to help web surfers find your site more easily. Now, for marketing, it is recommended that your web business also have the same name. Now, yourstore.com indicating that the URL should start with the name of the company. Now, if you take the Aban's example, it is abans.com. But when it comes to Singer Sri Lanka, I think the web business is singersl.com. And their main, I think, corporate website is something different. And also when it comes to SoftLogic, it is mysoftlogic.com, because softlogic.com, I think, is for their corporate website. So, but then that will cause some trouble when the user search the particular company. So if it is Singer, if it was singer.com, then that would have been much easier for Sri Lankan customers. But again, when it comes to softlogic.com, if it was softlogic.com, it would have been much easier, but it is not the case. If it is Dinapal, I think dinapala.lk, the same name is there. So, but better to have the same name. So there can be reasons why they cannot have the same name, because that has been allocated for some other purpose. So, but if you can have the same name, that is very much better. That is what is highlighted here. Then marketing the company, marketing the website is much easier. And also here it says as well as register your website with the major web search engine. Now there are web search engines. Google is the pioneer, but there are some other search engines like Bing and also inside inside Yahoo and MSN. Again, you have the search facility, and they may be offering this particular registering facility for the business organizations. So their URL can be registered there. So when they register it, it is easier for them to find when a particular user search the company, and if it has been registered with the search engine, then the results will come very much easily, and then it will uh, give an opportunity to publish the particular, say, um, listing on the first page. Now, if you find something on later pages, the probability of getting it, or probability of clicking it is somewhat less. If you can push it to the home page or push it to the first page of the search engine or the search listing, so then there is a greater chance that the users or the visitors will click it. So to facilitate that one, the registering your URL with the particular search engines can be done. Then also directories to help, yeah, search engines and directories. Now Yahoo is also identified as a directory. So then you can register your website with search engines like Google and Bing, and also directories like Yahoo and MSN. In addition, you might consider affiliating as a small business partner with large web portals like Yahoo, large large retailers and auction sites like Amazon and eBay. Now, when it comes to a smaller business, selling products or services to customers directly might be somewhat difficult, because when it is a smaller company, that will be an unknown company to most of the customers. And then, as I mentioned earlier, when the vendor is unknown, and you may be hesitant to buy, you may be reluctant to buy, because you cannot trust the particular company because it is unknown. So then there is an option for them, for such smaller companies. There is a solution available, that is partnering with larger companies. Now you can partner with larger web portals like Yahoo, it says, because Yahoo also has a shopping part or shopping section. So then if you have registered there, then again the visibility of your company will be increased, because anyone who goes to Yahoo Shopping and then search for something, there is a possibility that your company will also be reached. So therefore, you can affiliate and you can connect with larger companies, so that your visibility will be increased, so leading to maybe higher sales for your company. And also you can affiliate with other large business organizations who have who have a good name, who have a good brand name. So you can affiliate with the company like Amazon, and also you can affiliate with companies like eBay. Then again, your visibility will be increased, and also the reliability factor will be improved, because the transaction goes through some other place. Now, if you go to Amazon.com, and during the break, if possible, you can go through it, and if you cannot find it, I can also show it. And now, if it is eBay, definitely the affiliated businesses are there, and then they get a commission from the particular sellers. And also the Amazon has disaffiliated sellers, and when a transaction takes place through one of the affiliated companies, and these larger companies get a commission from the sales transaction. So therefore, that is one thing that I want to highlight. Since there is some time, I will just try to see this affiliation at Amazon.com. Wait for a while. I think you can see the screen, no? Amazon website.
Yes, sir, you can see that.
Yeah. Now, if I want to search a particular, say, a book, I can search, say, digital business. Now there is say this particular book, Digital Business Transformation, and hardcover version is this particular price. Kindle version is this one, and here you can see 57 used and new offers. So if you click this one, what do you see there? Then there are some other options available. Now this is a new book priced at 15.99 hardcover, and there is a used book. It says like new. Price is very much lower, lesser, $6.29. And who is selling? This is the seller, sold by this particular company. Who is this one? This is an affiliated company. Again, there is another one used good. Price is lower. Here again sold by this particular company. It's an affiliated company to Amazon. Then again, if you take this one, price is same as of Amazon, but sold by a different other seller. So likewise, there can be here again. If you look at this one, but here it says it cannot be delivered to Sri Lanka. But here the price is lower compared to Amazon's price. And then it is sold by a different company. But if you are in the United States, definitely you can purchase it from this particular vendor. So you will be better off by purchasing the same book from this particular seller compared to Amazon. And you can trust this company because it is an affiliated business to Amazon. So there is no security or reliability related issue because that is sold by, that is basically in other places it is highlighted, it is shipped from Amazon. You get the shipment from Amazon, even though the seller is different, you get the shipment from Amazon. So therefore, the invoice is prepared by Amazon. The invoice is sent to you by Amazon, but the book is ultimately sent by this particular company, or it is sold by this particular company. But you will be better off by buying these affiliated sellers in certain instances. So that is what I wanted to highlight here. Yeah. Is there any question regarding the developing a web store?
Sir, small clarification.
Yeah.
Can you go to the previous slide, please? Yes. So in this, yes, sir, in the second bullet point, can you kindly describe, give a small clarification how the web advertising exchange programs with other web stores?
Yeah, that is, I can't show it, I think here. That means you enter into an agreement with another company where you agree to publish their advertisements on your website, and they will agree to publish your advertisement in their website. So therefore, that is a mutual agreement that you enter into with some other company. So it may not be a competitor. Competitor may not publish some other competitors' advertisements. So it can be some other business organization. It can be a related one. I highlighted I think previously. If you take hotels and car rental companies are in related businesses. So then there can be an agreement entered into between two such businesses, one hotel and one car rental company, uh, for this particular advertising exchange, where the hotel will publish the car rental services related advertisements in their website, and the car rental company will publish advertisements on about the particular hotel. So something like that. Is it clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Is there any other question? Okay, we'll stop here for break, and we will meet at 3 o'clock to continue.
Recording stop. Recording in progress.
Okay, we will continue with web store requirements. We are moving to the second major requirement, that is serving your customers. Once your retail store is on the web and receiving visitors, the website must help you welcome and serve them personally and efficiently so that they become loyal customers. Now, in the earlier step, we talked about building the website and marketing it to attract visitors to the website. Now, once it is done, and we have to serve the customers, we have to welcome the customers and serve them personally and efficiently. So we have to serve them individually and efficiently. That means we should be able to identify the particular visitors individually and serve them individually. And also we need to provide an efficient service to them. Then only we can make them loyal customers. So if we can make them loyal customers, we can have repeat visits of them, so leading to higher sales. Most retailers use several website tools to create user profiles, customer files, personal web pages, and promotions that help them develop a one-to-one relationship with their customers. The most of the websites, or most of the e-tailers, indicating electronic retailers. So they may use different tools. I think some of them we have identified early also. We may use maybe programs like cookie programs to capture some information. But there can be some other formal methods which we utilize, like registration process or payment process or feedback or something like that, through which we can collect some information about our customers, which we can use to develop the profiles, user profiles or customer profiles, and the information contained in those profiles can be used to offer personalized web pages, and also to for various promotional and marketing type activities. We can utilize those information. Your website should have the look and feel of an attractive, friendly, and efficient web store. Now, these are some of the features which we highlighted earlier. We looked at 8 key features, so 8 key success factors which we should have in our e-commerce site. So we need to focus on those things in order to provide a better service to our customers. It has to be attractive, it has to be user-friendly, and also we should be able to provide an efficient service. Then providing customer support for your web store is an essential website capability. Now, providing customer support is essential. Now, that is part of the serving customers. How can we do it? We can use it again, different methods to offer support to our customers, or to provide support to our customers. Some of them are highlighted here: offer help menus, tutorials, list of FAQs, email correspondence, establishing website discussion groups and chat rooms. So therefore, these type of things are somewhat common. So we can rely on them to provide a better service to our customers, giving a help menu. So then the customers will not have to inquire from the organization, or the customers may not have to reach the customer support staff to get details or get clarifications. So customers on their own can go through the available help menus or tutorials or FAQs. So this is something that they can do on their own. So it can be considered as a self-service facility also, where the customers can go through those details on their own, and they can resolve their issues on their own. And if a customer cannot get a solution from, say, one of them, customer can write to the company. Customer can send an email to the company so that the company can respond back with a clarification or with the requested information. And also, as we highlighted earlier, community sites, which can be in the form of discussion groups, uh, can be used to support customers. And in the particular groups, in addition to the customers, the customer support staff or technical support staff can also be there, and they can resolve any questions the customers have. And also there can be other type of chat rooms so that they can again talk to each other to resolve the problems that they have. Is there any question regarding the second requirement? Even though there were three, I think, separate sub-requirements highlighted: serving, transacting, and supporting. And I think we have just focused on these two areas in our illustration, in our discussion. We have not focused much on here. So we have not taken those three sub-requirements separately. So this is a general discussion we have made in relation to serving customers. Is there any question on that? We'll move forward to the third one, managing a web store. This is the third main requirement. A web retail store must be managed as both a business and a website. So this web retail store, so it's the online version of our retail business, and it has to be managed as a business and also as a website. So we will look at how we can do it. Web hosting companies provide their hosting clients with a variety of management reports that report and analyze web store traffic, inventory, and sales results. Now, when we host or when we use a third party to host our website, and most of the details are directly captured by the particular web hosting company. So thereafter, they can prepare the relevant reports and send to the particular organization so that they can take some action accordingly. So some of the things which the web hosting company can analyze and prepare reports are highlighted here. One is related to web store traffic. How many customers or how many visitors visit the particular website. So that is captured by the web hosting company, and they can prepare a report on that one. And they can prepare a report on a daily basis. And even on a specific day, they can identify peak hours, non-peak hours, peak hours indicating the time periods where more visitors come. So likewise, they can prepare some reports and send it to the particular company. And also inventory related reports and sales reports can also be prepared by them, because now they know how much have been sold, and depending on that one, the remaining inventory, the web hosting company should be capable of determining and identifying. And also they know how much of sales have been made. So therefore, they are in a position to prepare the particular reports and send to the particular the organization. So therefore, those information can be used by the organization to manage their business, and also on the other hand, in managing the website, especially say information like web traffic related information can be helpful in this area. Other services provided by web hosting companies include building customer lists for email and web page promotions, or provide customer relationship management features to help retain web customers. Some other features or some other services that can be provided by web hosting companies include, here it says, they can capture customer details. So since the customers directly interact with the website, and since the website is hosted by this particular website hosting company or web hosting company, so they may be in a position to capture customer details. So then those details can be communicated to the particular organization, so which can include the email addresses, so that the particular company can utilize them for marketing activities. So not only the web visitors to this particular company, the web visitors, there can be many other companies who are utilizing the services of the same web hosting company. So therefore, they should be in a position to capture details of more customers, capture contact details of large number of customers, which can be shared with the relevant companies. Web page promotions, yes, they may be in a position to go with certain promotions also, maybe some marketing activities. Web hosting company can do some web promotion on behalf of the particular companies which host their websites in this particular company, because this is usually a larger company, so which has access to different maybe resources, different websites. So they may be in a position to do these marketing activities on behalf of other companies. Provide customer relationship management features to help retain customers. Now again, customer relationship management can include wide variety of activities, starting from say identifying customer needs, and also maybe responding to customers, and also the marketing related activities for sending information, advertisements to the companies, and clarifications are made to the customer queries, and also servicing customers. Likewise, there can be many features incorporated under customer relationship management systems. So then those type of applications are basically processed by these web hosting companies, and they can share some of them or some of the features of them with the particular customers, the companies, so that they can use them to retain the web customers. So therefore, there can be certain benefits received from the companies who host their websites in web hosting companies, as illustrated here. Also, some e-commerce software includes links to download inventory and sales data into accounting packages like QuickBooks for bookkeeping and preparation of financial statements and reports. Now, there can be certain e-commerce software installed within the particular business organization, even though their website is hosted by a web hosting company. There can be some e-commerce software installed in the particular organization, so that they can directly access some information like inventory related information based on the transaction taken place in the website, and sales related data directly into their software packages like QuickBooks, so which can be used for preparing financial statements and reports. So earlier we mentioned that the web hosting company can access and can prepare reports in relation to inventory and sales, and then share with the particular company. Else, the particular company may be in a position to access the particular information by utilization of certain e-commerce software. So that is what is highlighted here. Then continuing with managing a web store, operating, we'll go back to the earlier figure. We have again 3 areas highlighted there. Yes, managing, operating, and protecting. Now here we basically focused on managing the particular website and also the business. And then operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with the support of web hosting company. So if you have hosted in another place, that means under a web hosting company. So we need to ensure that the particular website is open 24 hours of 20 hours of the day and 7 days a week. So that has to be ensured. This availability requires web hosting company to build or contract for sufficient network capacity to handle peak web traffic loads and redundant network servers and power sources. Redundant network servers and redundant power sources to respond to a system of power failures. Now, this is the responsibility of the web hosting company. Now, this should also be ensured by them, and the web hosting company should ensure that the website is open on a 24/7 basis. And for that, they will have to ensure that they have sufficient network capacity. Because as I mentioned earlier, when it comes to web hosting company, they may be hosting web pages of large number of companies. So then there can be the possibility of large number of visiting the particular web hosting company's servers. They may be hosting several websites on a single web server. Suppose there are websites of 10 companies hosted in the same web server. So then there is a possibility that large number of visitors will come to this particular server. And if the server has not adequate capacity, or if there is some network related issues in relation to capacity, there can be delays for the visitors to access the website and also to receive a response from the website. So then I mentioned earlier also that is related to the efficiency of the website. And if the efficiency of the website is not good, or if it is less, the customers will be disappointed or frustrated if they have to wait for a longer time. Then customers will leave the particular website and go to a different site. That should not happen. Therefore, the responsibility will be with the web hosting company here to ensure that there is adequate network capacity as well as a server capacity to handle the particular, say, traffic. So I mentioned earlier also there can be certain time periods identified as peak time periods where more visitors come. So we should ensure that the available capacity is adequate to handle this particular peak web traffic. So during the other periods, they may be in a position to manage the traffic much easily, but we should ensure that the particular servers and other networks are capable of handling the peak web traffic. And also there can be a necessity for having redundant network servers or redundant web servers, because there can be or maybe due to a problem, the main web server may be down. And if the main web server is down, all the websites which are there cannot be accessed by the visitors or the users or the customers or prospective customers. So that should not happen. So website, if a website is down for several minutes or several hours, that is loss of business for organizations. So therefore, that should not happen. So to avoid things like that happening, so or to the things like, say, website is down or website is not accessible. So those type of things should not happen, and therefore we need to have the redundant network servers. So these are there. That means there should be duplicate network servers. Redundant indicating the duplicate network servers or duplicate web servers, so that the original if the original web server has certain issues, then the traffic can be shifted to the second one, so that there will not be loss of business for the particular organizations. And also power, there should be redundant power sources, basically indicating that we need to have some other alternative power sources like generators, power generators. Now these days in Sri Lanka, these are very, very important. So therefore, in order to prevent loss of business, so we need to ensure that these things are made by the web hosting company. Then the third subcategory under managing a web store, protecting the particular transactions and customer records. Most hosting companies provide e-commerce software that uses passwords and encryption to protect web store transactions and customer records. Now, this was discussed earlier also. In order to, I think, build trust, we mentioned that we need to ensure that in order to develop trust and also security, we need to ensure that only the authorized users can access systems, and authorized maybe customers can proceed with a particular transaction. For that, we can use different options like utilization of passwords and encryption of data transfer between different points. So those are provided by the web hosting company. So here it says the web hosting company provide the relevant e-commerce software which are capable of, say, verifying the authenticity of users by utilizing usernames and passwords, and also those software capable of encrypting data which are transferred between the customer and the vendor, or between the customer and the financial institution. So that has to be again provided by the web hosting company. And customer record, as well as to employ network firewalls and security monitors to repel hacker attacks and other security threats. So there can be different types of threats faced by an organization and its network when it is connected to the internet. Now, hacker attacks is one. And so those are the third parties who will attack the networks of organizations, who will enter into the networks of organizations without authorization and do some destructive activity there. So that has to be prevented, and so that should be done as much as possible. So only in rare cases this may happen, but we should try to prevent it as much as possible. And also there can be other security threats like other malware, like viruses, or other form of malicious software enter into a network and then again do some damage to the network. So therefore, those things have to be prevented. For that, we can utilize things like network firewalls. These are especially used to identify the authenticity of users entering the network. So then if it is a hacker, uh, he's an unauthorized person. So the network firewall should be capable of preventing hackers from entering into the internal network of the organization. So then again, in addition to that one, there can be other security monitors, other security software are used to identify some other threats. It can be, as I mentioned earlier, malicious software like viruses or any other malicious software. But then again, there are some certain things identified as some sort of attacks coming into the network. So again, done by third parties. So targeting a particular organization. So again, basically focusing on doing some destructive activity. So those things may also be identified through these particular security monitors. So therefore, they may be identified and then take necessary action to prevent such attacks. So therefore, protecting the transactions, customer reports, and the network of the particular organizations are very much important, and therefore the web hosting company can take some measures in relation to that one also. Yeah. Is there anything related, any question related to managing the web store?
Yes, sir.
Right. Thank you. We'll move forward. So we were talking about the business to consumer environment. I mentioned that we started the discussion here. We identified these e-commerce success factors under business to consumer e-commerce, and then we moved on to web store requirements under the same business to consumer environment. So the discussion, therefore, up to this point is basically related to the business to consumer environment. And there is one slide on business to consumer e-commerce. We have talked about this environment earlier, again, I think a couple of times. B2B is the wholesale and supply side of the commercial process where businesses buy, sell, or trade with other businesses. So this is what is meant by business to business e-commerce, where the transactions take place between business organizations. So there are business buyers and business sellers, and they will trade with each other. So that is the business to business environment. And B2B applications include catalog systems, trading systems such as exchange or auction, electronic data interchange, electronic fund transfer. So these things I think we discussed during the last session in detail. And so I don't want to go into them again. And so this, I think you have a good idea about these applications by now. And catalog systems, as I mentioned earlier, it can be the supply catalogs and also the product catalogs. So other things we have elaborated in detail earlier. So that is about business to business e-commerce. Then we'll move to clicks and bricks e-commerce, clicks and bricks in electronic commerce. So then we'll first look at what we mean by this clicks and bricks. Then before that, I think you may have heard the term bricks and mortar companies. Bricks and mortar companies. So what are those bricks and mortar companies? Have you heard about them? Nobody knows. Bricks and mortar company. Bricks and mortar company is a traditional organization where they have a physical place to sell products or services. So that was the traditional model which we had some decades back. Today also we have it. But in addition to the traditional model, today we have some other models available. Among them, clicks and bricks is another model. And we can identify a clicks only model also. Now that is the opposite of say bricks and mortar model. Bricks and mortar is the traditional business. Clicks only is a model where we only have the online business. Now, if we take Amazon, Amazon is a clicks only business because you can't find physical business with Amazon. There are no retail stores named Amazon. But then clicks and bricks is a combination of them. So that means they have both the physical business. Physical business is identified from bricks, and the online business is identified from clicks. So then, if we take Singer Sri Lanka, what do you think? It's a bricks and mortar business, so clicks only business, or clicks and bricks business?
So it is both click and bricks.
Yeah, it is clicks and bricks, yes, because they have both form of business, and they have retail outlets around the country. But in addition, they have their online business where we can purchase products. So it's a clicks and bricks model. So we are going to discuss about that one and also the options available for the organizations in this context. Companies are recognizing that success will go to those who can execute clicks and mortar strategies that bridge the physical and virtual worlds. Now, here it says usually today it has been identified that the success will go to the companies which combine the online business with the traditional business. Now, here it says clicks and bricks, here it says click and mortar. The bricks and mortar refers to the same thing I earlier mentioned, bricks and mortar company. So that those terms are used to identify a traditional business where the business has physical places. So then, so this is what has been identified mostly. The success will go to the companies who have combined those two businesses and do it together. Different companies will need to follow very different paths when deciding how closely or loosely to integrate the internet initiatives with their traditional operations. Now, there may not be a single formula that will be valid for all the organizations. Therefore, when you integrate the online business with the traditional physical business, how closely you link or how loosely you link, you need to decide. So that will be determined by, that has to be determined by the organization depending on different factors within the organization. So we'll move to the particular figure. Figure 9.16 illustrates the spectrum of alternatives and benefit trade-offs that business enterprises face when choosing an e-commerce clicks and bricks strategy. Now, when they try to combine the online business with the traditional business, they may be left with several alternatives as highlighted in figure 9.16. So I will look at the particular options that are available for integrating the two business. Now, there are four options highlighted here. These are the alternatives the organizations have. One is identified as in-house division, then joint venture, strategic partnership, and spin-off. Now, this particular end is complete integration of traditional business with the online business. So this is complete integration, and this is complete separation. So that means the physical business and the online business run separately. There is no integration at all. So here there is complete integration. Here there is no integration. So in between, there is partial integration. So therefore, this is an option related to complete integration. In-house division is complete integration. Spin-off is complete separation. Now, these two are identified as partial integration alternatives or partial integration options. So we will look at them one by one. E-business managers must answer this question. Should we integrate our e-commerce virtual business operations with our traditional physical business operations or keep them separate? Now here it says e-commerce or e-business managers should answer whether to integrate the virtual business with the traditional business or whether to run the particular two businesses separately. So it may be a decision made by the e-business managers, or it may be a decision made by the top management with the involvement of business managers and maybe with other managers also, because this is a very critical decision they have to take. So because as highlighted here, there are trade-offs, so benefit trade-offs of these different alternatives. So integration and separation has their own benefits as well as limitations or disadvantages. Yeah, I don't want to go to the details highlighted here and also these companies highlighted here for the moment. I'll move forward and come back to the figure if necessary. First, we are going to look at this complete integration highlighted here. That is in-house division. Even though in-house division is not highlighted here, you can incorporate here within bracket that we are talking about this particular option in-house division. Many companies have chosen integrated clicks and bricks strategies, where their e-commerce business is integrated in some major ways into the traditional business operations of a company. Now, for most of the organizations, they have incorporated the traditional business earlier. Later on only they develop their online business. So then most of the organizations, as highlighted here, have integrated their online business with the traditional business in major ways. That means there is a very deep linkage or very tight integration between the traditional business and the online business. So why have they done it like that? Because there are several benefits both the businesses can gain through this tight integration, through this tight linkage. Benefits, some of the benefits are highlighted here. Capitalizing on any unique strategic capabilities that may exist in a company's traditional business operations that could be used to support an e-commerce business. So there can be certain strategic capabilities. It can be the knowledge, or it can be the experience, or it can be some other resources that they possess. So then the traditional business may have developed those particular resources, skills, capabilities over a long period of time. And that can be shared by the e-business also. So benefiting them, definitely any resource like knowledge or skill, experience, or any other resource which is available can be a vital resource for e-commerce operations as well. And also some other benefits are highlighted here, gaining several strategic benefits of integrating e-commerce into company's traditional business, such as sharing established brands and and key business information, joint buying power and distribution efficiency. These are some other benefits that the online business can gain from the traditional business. Now, one is the established brand. I mentioned also earlier also that you basically the buyers are reluctant to buy from unknown vendors, and they are reluctant to buy unknown brands. So if the traditional business has developed a good brand name, so that will be very, very beneficial for the e-commerce business as well. And if they go with the same brand name, and they can do business much easily on the web and attract customers easily. Then again, there can be some key business information. It can be really in relation to the customers, their needs, their preferences. So likewise, the traditional business may have already collected details of existing customers, so which the online business can also utilize. And also it can be some other information related to the market or the competitors. So whatever it is, it can be vital business information. And also joint buying power. Now, when there are two businesses, definitely they have to buy more, because now they sell more through utilizing two channels, traditional channel and the online channel, and they want to buy more. And when they buy more, they can ask for low prices from suppliers, because when they buy more, they can demand. So therefore, they will be in a position to bargain for lower prices from suppliers, and again benefiting them, resulting in more profits for them. And also distribution efficiencies. Again, the traditional business may have already developed a distribution network, or they may have access to an efficient distribution network by now. And the online business can also use the same distribution channel. So again, they can also gain some economies of scale of utilizing the same distribution channel. So therefore, that can also be a benefit, and there can be a cost benefit included here as well, because they are utilizing the same distribution channel for the online business as well. So that is one option that we have as highlighted here. Now, Office Depot is the example given here. And I think even if you take Walmart, that is something like this very close integration. Now, key features: established brand, shared information, purchase leverage, distribution efficiencies we highlighted. Then we'll move forward to the next one. Other click-centric strategies, partial e-commerce integration. We are going to look at joint ventures. That is this one. Now, example is an e-commerce company joining with a traditional firm. This is the other way around. I think traditional firm joining with e-commerce company. Anyhow, the joint venture is built between an e-commerce company and a traditional firm. For example, KB Toys, a toy selling company with a chain of retail outlets, partnered with brainplay.com, a popular online game company for kids, to promote and sell their toys. Now, toys are sold to kids or small children. And then KB Toy was a traditional company selling their toys utilizing a retail network. So they had already developed the particular retail network to sell toys to kids. But then on the other hand, brainplay.com was an online business selling online games, for allowing kids to play games online. Then KB Toys identified that they have an opportunity in creating a joint venture, in going for a joint venture with brainplay.com. And they are not actually competitors, and they are in a related business, selling something to kids. And so they thought that if they form a joint venture, both can be benefited. So therefore, they went for a joint venture because they identified that each can benefit from this particular joint venture. Then what are the benefits they could gain? Now, this particular new business was managed by independent management team and not by the management of brainplay.com, but it would have been a separate management, and some managers would have come from KB Toy, some from Brainplay, some independent manager. Likewise, anyhow, the particular new business was managed by independent management teams. Then they had separate distribution system because this is an online business, basically delivering the content online, and they sell physical goods, and definitely they need a separate distribution channel. So even though they sell online, they need a distribution channel to send the toys to the kids. Then share brand name and buying power, and that is there. Now this is, I don't think, relevant here. This can be a general one, as highlighted here. Joint buying power is here. If they are in the same business, this is very much varied, but in this particular specific example, they are not in the same business, so therefore they are not capable of buying something jointly. So anyhow, now since they have built a good brand name, and both the companies had built a good brand name by that particular time, so that can be utilized by each company for their benefit. So therefore, it can benefit both the companies. Ability of its customers to return purchases to retail outlets. Now, the toys can be sold online through this particular joint venture now. And then if the customers or if the parents are not happy with what they have received, and they are in a position to return it to a nearest outlet. So that benefit is also that they don't have to return it uh, as in the case of a complete online business. So they can return it to a nearby outlet and ask for a replacement. That facility is there. And also promote the e-commerce site by retail sites. Now KB Toys has a large network of retail sites, and they can there are customers, so many customers visiting the retail stores also, and the particular retail stores can be utilized to promote the e-commerce site. So then they can be encouraged, or they can be motivated to visit the particular e-commerce site. So then that can benefit again both these companies to sell toys as well as to sell online games. So therefore, those are some of the benefits this particular joint venture resulted in for the two companies. Then another one is strategic partnership. Again, it's a partial integration, as we can see here. Again, the partnership is built between an e-commerce company and a traditional firm. For example, Rite Aid, which was a drugstore chain, partnered with drugstore.com, an online drugstore, to capture orders online and deliver through its stores. Now here you can identify that these two are in the same business, selling drugs. Rite Aid is a traditional company selling drugs, utilizing a drugstore chain, and drugstore.com is an online store selling drugs. They do not have physical stores. So they have gone for strategic partnership, again giving benefits to uh, both of them, both the companies. Again, the new company or the new partnership is managed by an independent management team, and they are even though they sell utilizing the same web store. So they have their own brands. So separate business brands are there. So Rite Aid brands and drugstore brands are sold separately in the e-commerce, in the same e-commerce store, in the web store. So then there is no issue of competition between them, and share the decreased costs and increased revenue benefits of joint buying power. Now this is relevant here. Now both are in the drug business, and therefore they are in a position to buy jointly now. And as in the case of that early example, that is related to the Office Depot example where there is complete integration. And now two businesses are buying together, resulting in increased buying from suppliers, so which can result in lower prices because now these two companies can bargain for lower prices from the suppliers. So therefore, decreased cost can lead to more profits for these companies. Then again, an integrated distribution center. So they have now both the companies now have access now sell online, and so they need the distribution channel to send the drugs to the customers. So therefore, they can use the same distribution channel. And as again highlighted earlier, when they utilize the same distribution channel, and that can also result in lower cost of operating the particular distribution channel. So therefore, that benefit can also be gained. And also they can think about, or they can offer co-branded products. Now they have their say own brands, and they can offer products with a combined brand. So therefore, that particular benefit is also there. So therefore, those are some of the benefits for a partnership like this. Now, the main difference that we could identify between this joint venture and strategic partnership, here they are not selling competitive products, but here they are in the same business selling competitive product, but still they are in a position to go for a partnership as they were in two different types of business, online business and offline business. Then this is complete separation. Continuing with other clicks and big strategy, complete separation, that is here, that is spin off. The example taken here is Barnes and Noble. Yeah, Barnes and Noble experience. That means Barnes and Noble. What is Barnes and Noble? Now that was the biggest bookseller, and they were the biggest bookseller in the US. And Amazon came into bookselling business in 1994. And before that, it was Barnes and Noble dominating the US market in relation to bookselling. So they had a very large number of retail outlets or bookstores inside the US. They could attract large number of readers to their bookstores or customers to their bookstores. But after Amazon came into online business in 1994, and Amazon posed a big threat to Barnes and Noble because Amazon offered a more convenient method of searching for books and buying books for customers. Customers could do it online, and they could do it from wherever they are. In the traditional business, the customers have to go to a bookstore to search and buy the book, and searching is somewhat difficult. I think you have experienced it when you go to a bookstore. Finding a book that you want is extremely difficult. So Amazon Amazon became a threat to this particular company, and therefore they thought of creating their own some send a message saying that Barnes and Noble was formed by combining two companies. Probably, yes, two names are there. Maybe earlier there were two companies and they were combined to form this Barnes and Noble. So now, because Amazon became a threat to this Barnes and Noble, they also thought of creating an online business to sell books and other things that they sell. So they thought that since Amazon succeeded in operating as a clicks only business or an online business, and they thought that it would be beneficial for them also to operate it as a separate business. It as a completely separate business from the traditional business. So then they evaluated the situation and they identified certain benefits when they start the online business as a separate business. They will gain these particular benefits. That was their assessment. Gain venture capital funding. So when they form a new business, so they are in a position to access some capital funding from different sources. They create an entrepreneurial culture. So when it comes to traditional business, usually you have a hierarchical structure, and usually you have rigid structure there, and so that may result in maybe lots of delays in decision making, and so maybe lots of procedures and those things are there in doing activities there. So, but when you form a new company, you can go with an entrepreneurial culture. You can go for a flat structure and also decentralized decision making and promote innovation and so on. So those can be incorporated there. And also they can attract quality management, indicating that since it's a new business you are going to start, and you can hire new management and new quality management to that particular business. Maintain a high degree of business flexibility. So as I mentioned earlier, now that is basically associated with the structure, and the traditional businesses have a rigid structure. So you can go for a flat structure or a flexible structure, which will allow you to respond to the environmental changes quickly. So the business flexibility can be ensured when you go for a flexible structure in the new company. And also, you can go for accelerated decision making. So as I mentioned earlier, usually you have a long hierarchy in a traditional business, but here you can go for decentralized decision making with the help of flat structure, and also decentralized decision making, basically facilitated by automated systems. But even though those benefits were there, they could not succeed. So drawback here it said they failed to gain market share. So even though Amazon succeeded with their online model, Amazon does not have an offline model. They only have the online model, but they became a success. But the Barnes and Noble could not succeed from the online model or the separate online model they introduced. So therefore, even though an online model will work for a particular organization, that may not work for another organization. This is a classical example for that one. But again, most of the researchers highlight that if they went for the complete integration, that is that in-house division option, so they would have succeeded, because they had lots of capabilities, resources within their organization, which could have been capitalized by their online business. But since the online business was started as a separate business, that business did not have access to the particular resources or capabilities that were there in the traditional business. So that is why we have highlighted earlier at the beginning that different companies will need to follow very different paths when deciding how closely or loosely to integrate their internet initiatives with the traditional operations. So therefore, the managers, especially actually not only the business management, the business managers, the top managers will have to decide on what to do when they want to integrate these two businesses. Is there any question regarding clicks and bricks in e-commerce? Is it clear then? No questions.
Yes, sir. So far, so good.
Okay. I think.
I have a small
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
Under strategic partnership, it says separate business brand. Is it because they are engaging in they are selling the competitive brand
Yes. I
as
think
in
now because they are
joint
in the same business. Now, when by the time
they are using shared.
they are using.
Sorry, sir, there was a lag.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
in joint ventures, they are using a shared brand, and you said they are selling different products. Is that the reason for the shared brand? And in the case of
For
strategic
these
partnership,
examples, yeah, that is now here. They can go for the shared brand name because they are not competitors, and I think it is not going to affect each other. But in this particular competition, by the time the particular partnership has been built, they may have developed their own brands. So therefore, in this new business, they are in a position to continue with the particular separate brands because there can be customers who are loyal to these two different brands. So therefore, they continued that business also, but here they highlight that they can even go for the co-branded product because these both the brands are, I think, very much trusted brands in the US, and so they have their own loyal customer bases. And so when they go for co-branded products also, they are in a position to attract a good customer base. But they can continue with their separate brands as well here. So that is what is highlighted.
Excuse me. How can it become independent management team for both companies?
Independent mean now basically now they are going for an online version also now. Right they did not have an online version. Now drugstore.com, that was an online business, of course. Now this business would have been managed by a particular management team. So when the partnership was built, that management team has been changed and then move to an independent management team because otherwise there can be some sort of I think biasness uh, to the previous company. No, so that is why they have gone for an independent management team. Otherwise, it can adversely affect another company. So that is why in both the cases they have highlighted that the benefits are having independent management team. That means the management is not biased to any of the companies.
Thank you, sir.
so in strategic partnership, it says team, and in joint ventures, it says teams. So in joint ventures, does it mean like for both the business there are two, or a separate a third party is there?
I didn't get.
In joint ventures, it says independent management teams, plural, and here it says, is it a typo?
Management, I think it should in the previous this one it has to be corrected as team.
Okay, so okay, thank you.
Is there any other question?
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Sir, can you kindly explain again what is meant by promote the e-commerce site by retail sites?
Yeah.
In other clicks and bricks strategies, partial e-commerce integration joint ventures under the benefits, fifth bullet point, sir.
Fine. Yeah, that means now the KB toys, now they have retail sites now. So customers visit the retail site and then they are in a position to promote it, maybe by displaying some advertisement inside the retail sites or by having this digital boards or something like that inside the retail stores, so that the customers who visit the retail store can see that there is a particular e-commerce site which they can visit to buy the same thing. And also they can distribute printed brochures or leaflets or something like that providing details about the e-commerce site. Then so that can help to attract more customers to the e-commerce site. Is it okay? Retail sites are basically owned by only this particular company in this example. So Gameplay is a pure online business. So therefore, the retail stores of this company can be used to promote the e-commerce site, which is the joint venture. E-commerce site is the joint venture which they have now.
That means the KB2 is a retail site, whereas brainplay.com is an e-commerce site. Am I correct? Okay, thank you, sir.
Is there any other question? Okay, it seems there are no other questions. So with that, actually, we conclude this chapter, and that concludes my 6 sessions. And I think the remaining sessions will be conducted by Dr. Mahesh. And we have to give you an assignment also. We will, since we have completed several chapters by now, and we can think about an assignment also. So within the next couple of weeks, we will be giving you the particular group assignment. And also, I think there is a quiz due on 27th, and we will let you know whether we will proceed with that one or whether we will postpone it because we are not sure whether you will be in a position to come to the university for the quiz, because if we proceed with the quiz, you need to come to the university, and we will check on that and let you know. And so basically for the quiz, the content covered up to today will be tested. So therefore, there is some, I think I have covered 3 chapters and Dr. Mahesh has covered 1 chapter. And so the quiz will include the content from those 4 chapters. Okay, anyhow, get ready for the quiz as well, and we will let you know soon whether that will be held on next Sunday or not. Okay, then shall we stop here? Okay, sir. Right. Okay. Thank you very much for joining. And so I think I will see you on the particular quiz day, or sometimes maybe if there is no quiz, with your presentation, group presentations. Okay. See you there.
See you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.